Dubstep Netherlands.
Your name Spag Heddy is quite unique and striking. Like, what's the reason behind it, and what's the identity behind your name?
It started as a joke, so I mean, I think that's pretty obvious. It's not a super serious name. At the time when I started Spag Heddy, I was very skinny. I lived in a student house, and you know, you gotta cook for yourself a lot. I was and still am a terrible cook, and I would make noodles all the time. Like, there was a time where I would have it for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner. I was like skin over bone. I was very skinny, and one day I was making music, and we were joking with roommates about what my DJ name would be. Well, what our DJ names would be with the roommates. And they said you look like a walking spaghetti, so Spag Heddy would be cool. And then my other roommate was gonna be MC Roni, so it was like just a joke.
Were your roommates also into DJing?
The dude MC Roni, who later went. He had another funny name, Hekkelslag from Hagelslag. Hekkelslag was his.
Are they all Dutch as well?
Yeah. I did my release. I didn't think I was gonna start a career with it. It was just a joke. I did a release as Spag Heddy. In the beginning, it was with double T, and I got stuck to the name like that. I mean, you know.
Okay, nice.
I did a release, so once you do a release, then that's your name.
You gotta stick to it.
I mean, you can change your name, obviously, but. I never planned on having a career like this. It was never the idea. I never thought it was gonna get this far, you know.
Happy little accident.
Because I studied motion graphic design. I wasn't in music.
Oh, really?
Like, it was not my idea to become an artist. It just went like that.
Do your own graphics as well?
I don't know. In the beginning, I used to do a little, but no, I decided to. For me, it was too difficult to do both. To keep up with the technology in motion graphic design and music is for me too much. I was like, I'm gonna focus on my music now, and then later when I have a more chill, stable life, I'll do both my graphics and my music. That hasn't happened yet because I'm like really out of touch with the whole design world. But yeah.
Okay. So how would you describe your musical development? Are there any specific
retarded? No. Yeah.
Specific moments or artists that inspired you?
I mean, obviously in the beginning I was heavily influenced by like Casper and Rusko and then Skrillex. So the more like electro style, I was into electro house before I made dubstep, and I think I've always been on that side of dubstep. So the electro style, what Skrillex also did, electro house style of dubstep, that's what always drove me, and I think it still does. Well, like I said, I was influenced a lot by other artists, but once I started playing live shows, and then especially when I started touring in the US, that changed a lot for me too. I started making music more for the dance floor instead of for like listening at home. So that changes how I approached arrangements. Everything became a little shorter energy flows, because that works better on the dance floor. So. Nowadays I'm trying to go back to basics. So more listening experience, a bit more melody.
Yeah, so like playing live influenced your approach to music more.
Yeah, at some point playing live, like crowd reactions, hearing other DJs play, like what we hear right now, and how people experience things that influences you a lot. Of course, because it's dance music in the end, so you make music. Yeah, well, you make music for people on the dance floor, whether they dance or not, and you want to make that the best experience. So yeah.
Which artists or genres outside of dubstep inspire you? Like, do you see those reflected in your work?
Well, like I said in the beginning, electro house a lot. So artists like Feed Me and I'm trying to think, like Fidget House, like. I think of any specific names. I was a big fan of Feed Me, but now, well, I've always liked punk music, pop punk, like Blink-182, Sum 41. It's all like very cheesy, poppy melodies, and in my music you can hear that too. A lot of my biggest tracks are like the most cheesy ones. Like, they're very simple melodic arrangements with like a simple lead, but they're catchy. And I think that I like to make that because I love that in listening to Sum 41 and like Zebrahead and all those very corny pop punk bands. I just love that. I don't know. I've always loved that. I'm a skater and I've always listened to like skate punk music. So, yeah.
As a dubstep artist who primarily performs abroad, how does it feel to come back into the Netherlands and play at a club like the Melkweg, where dubstep is pretty underground still? Because in America, like it's pretty big, and in the Netherlands, it's quite like it's a small underground scene.
Especially now, yeah. I mean, a few years back, dubstep was more alive in the Netherlands. many years back, but I mean, it does feel like a home show. Honestly, any show for me in Europe feels kind of like a home show, but especially the Netherlands, I love coming back to here. And I hope that dubstep can like evolve a bit more again, like before.
Like in sound or?
Yeah, sound, like popularity. What you see a lot is rhythm being very popular.
Yeah.
Rhythm style, but also like the tear out kind of stuff. And I'm more of by now I'm more like an old school kind of guy, the old school bro set. And I'm trying to keep that sound alive as well. Guys playing right now, Oliver's is doing, of course, the same thing, that UK dubstep sound. It feels super cool to get booked here. Like, I'm very proud to get booked here still, even after all this time. So yeah, no, super stoked to play.
Nice. Well, there's still a crowd that wants to hear you play, and just.
I guess, I hope so. Yeah, I hope they're still here when I'm
here right now. Are there specific tracks of yours that you're proud of because you took like a technical or creative risk?
Honestly, some of the tracks where I thought I risked more and did something else than I normally did, those kind of flopped. Those usually didn't get very far. Like I just told you, honestly, some of my most viral ones, the biggest ones, were often the most simple ones, like the most catchy, cheesy ones.
Yeah.
My track Zoom I produced it very quickly. I made that track simply by experimenting with like the boost knob in FL Studio, and it just distorts. And I put it on an 808. And I just built a song around it,
yeah,
and that became one of my biggest hits on Never Say Die.
Yeah, because you built like a breakdown around that track.
Yeah, but it all started by just me like going, oh, whoa, this sounds really sick if I put this on an 808. Like, it goes. Yep. And really stupid. And whereas I have other productions that I'm like really proud of, let's think of a new Bomb, for example. Bomb is one where I did a lot of sound designing in, and it's like you probably don't know what track I'm talking about. So that says enough. Bomb, I like it a lot myself. I think that's a good example of that. Well, where I took a risk, but then it didn't really work. I think everyone struggles with these kind of things.
Right.
There used to be in Eindhoven. There used to be Resist. You guys know that? You remember that? There was this big party in it was like 3,000 people, I think, like a big room in Eindhoven called Resist. Like in the early days of dubstep, there were so many shows here in the Netherlands, man. It was a whole different story. Huh? I mean, I'm pulling on the mic. But in that time, a headliner would be the one time that I could go. Headliners was Funcase, Back to Back Cookie Monster, for example. 51 Carat, was that his name? 50 Carat.
Yeah. I have That's way back in the day.
50 Carat, yeah. They were not Gentlemen's Club yet, so I saw those guys separate playing there at that time still. So those were big names. I mean, those were big names in that time.
How old are you,
I am. I just turned.
Asking the real question.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Turn off the camera before I answer. No.
I will search on Wikipedia, don't worry.
I just turned 37. I believe. Yeah, 37. I'm from 87.
Damn, you're gonna reach. Damn.
I know. I'm a dad.
You look younger than you see. Look at
Thank you. You hear that? You hear that, Cindy? Tell my wife that. Well, she's gonna see the video.